All right. Let's do it. Hey guys, and welcome to the Sunday stream. We're back. We're going to be enjoying some Minecraft today. Should be good time. Back in the mines. And it is definitely more exciting. Hey, good morning, Deborah. More exciting than usual because I'm really feeling, oh, look at this horde. Oh my gosh, that's what happens when you don't light up one area in this place, because so much of it is actually, so much of the spawnable spaces are. Yeah, look at these guys. They're like fighting each other. We'll let them fight each other. In the meantime, I'll take care of this. Dang, everyone gets an enchanted bow here, apparently. Get out of here. There we go. Let's light it up. Let's light it up. Before I die. Yeah, you go fight him. Oh, he was weakened. Now you die too. Alright. As you can see, a lot of it's mined out. Hey, good morning, John Smith. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us today for the Sunday stream. Alright, so this part I do need to clear. No. That is part I don't need to clear. Doing this part. Eventually I will have to go down, kind of whittle this down so it fits more in with the other area. But that will be done a little later. I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to use to kind of get rid of this stuff, but I think I'm just going to go with normal mining to get this done. I think there's enough mined out that this may not be worth setting up a bore or any sort of tunneling device. Let me clear out my inventory first. We can so we can have a nice free inventory. Oh, I need to get that done too. Let me finish that. We'll finish up this this project I was working on before. I don't need this. Don't need this. I think I can remove. I can get rid of the sponges. Put them away here somewhere. Maybe I'll put them away here. You should not need them for a while. Oops. Okay. Now we'll get over to here and we'll start clearing this back out. Kind of got this stuff done. Clearing these structures I made, these scaffolding to drain the area. I think I want my silk touch pickaxe for this though. I like having the stone better than having cobblestone. I'd rather have the ice though for this. Break this ice here. I think I went with just stone for the rest of it. Okay. Hey, good morning. Going in dry. Good to see you. Hope you guys are doing well. Enjoying the last day of your weekend. Or maybe it's not even really much of a weekend. Working away through it. Whatever you're doing. Appreciate you guys being here. Listening to the stream. Alright, so. Gonna get this stuff done. Drain this stuff here. I'm about to dig all the way down to the bottom here. I'm about to kind of get into a pattern here. Decide how I want to do this. What's the easiest way to take this stuff down? Hey, good morning, Alpha Sloth. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Just kind of go around and break all this down. This will go down quickly. I use such an interesting mix of blocks here. The hodgepodge of stone and dirt. I think I just had I didn't have a monumental amount of stone when I first started, so that would come later. Now I have so much stone, I don't know what to do with it. I'm digging all this stuff. Digging endlessly. Take these down. The only downside is I have to like kind of stay grounded while I dig in order to get the in order to dig it quickly. So it becomes a little bit harder than building underwater. Building I can just go up and down as I wish. Hey, Bishop. Good to see ya. So, slowly do this as I go through. I think this may be the best way to do it. Hey, Santiago. Good morning. How are you doing today? What happened to my voice? Is something wrong with it? I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit a little congested, I don't know. I don't know if it's any different than it normally is. Oh well. Hopefully it sounds okay either way. Oh, maybe it is deeper. That could be. That could be. I'm just relaxing here. Nice smooth voice to calm Minecraft streams. Maybe it is deeper. I don't know. I'm not intentionally trying to make it sound like that. It could be how I'm sitting. I don't know. Using more of my diaphragm instead of my chest. You know, it's kind of like a maze. It does make it a little more annoying to take down. We're almost there. See that guy? He wants to start trouble. Wants to start trouble. Get out of here. We need these zombies. Slowly. I'm the only DJ with still functional hearing. Is that a big issue with DJs? I guess since you're right by that those speakers, it really really wears on you. I guess, yeah, that probably happens with rockers, too. A lot of performers end up losing their hearing, which is actually pretty bad for any... Like, someone singing, losing your hearing would be pretty bad. Unless, I guess, they were the static committed to muscle memory. Left all the doors open for you guys on Friday. Forgot about the word effect on chess. Also made a wrong assumption that it would help with a building defense. My bad. Oh. That was actually pretty funny. That's alright. I mean, with you and Mish gone, we weren't gonna... I have no idea how that thing died. Maybe it drowned. We weren't gonna, you know, take down the queen anyway. So... It was fun enough to just wander around and have some fun. Explore the Mistlands a bit. Like, I haven't really done that at all. Nothing wrong with being a little slower. I'm actually not sure what we'll do after we kill the queen. Is there really any more Valheim content to go through? We have to find another game. Huey Lewis lost his hearing, I can imagine. Oh, yeah. It's kind of funny, like, no, it doesn't matter, like, what kind of job you do, there's always some sort of side effect to it, you know? There's not, like, no matter what you do, there's always a chance of injury. Or, you know, it's slowly, like, wearing down on you. I guess you kind of have to pick your poison in a way. I suppose that's just life. Life in general will slowly beat you down, getting older. You just stop regenerating as easy as you did before. Like, even, like, doing stuff like this, like, sitting down for hours, gonna give you problems with, like, the neck, back, that kind of stuff. I actually I bought, I should say, one of those stand-up desks. So I could, I'm waiting for it. Like, it's weird because the frame and, the monitor mount I ordered It came in, you know, not that long after I ordered it, a few days. But the actual desktop is shipped separately, and they haven't even given me a tracking number on that yet, so... Got two boxes of things that are can't be used at the moment, and no actual desk. Let's see. It was fine working. Actually, look, the drive home was 30 minutes. It was a bit hard staying awake while driving. Oof. Saying like we're driving on the highway at 2:30 a.m. Yikes, that can be a little scary sometimes. But that was based on loss. That was due to lead poisoning. Yeah, they didn't always. They didn't have the best conditions back in old Europe. I think a lot of like artists end up like losing. I don't know, is their vision or what, due to like using turpentine. Someone would drink turpentine. Some bad, some rough things back in the day. I hope so too. Hopefully I get it at some point. That'd be nice. If I could actually use it. It just give me, you know, a different position to go into for a while. So I don't have to, like, sit in one position all day. in the ski hall so many times. I had to stop for icy typh. Yeah, it can be scary driving at night, like those long trips. And thankfully, I don't stay out all that late anymore. I used to, you know, like hanging out with friends, play like, were my gamer days. Hang out, you know, either playing video games or TnT or stuff, and then like, you driving home at like 2 a.m. Like almost like kind of nodding off, like, ugh, or stay awake. A little bit rough sometimes, but nothing ever bad ever happened. I've known a few people that like have fallen asleep at the wheel and then crashed, but you know they lived, but you know like sort of like went off the road. That's kind of scary. Damn, almost fallen asleep. Let's see, covered some serious graffiti along a local walking trail. Waiting for the pushback from the taggers. Oh. Is that a thing? Go on walking trails and then mark the area. They'll blow it up and I'll have to cover it up again. Oh, what, you just like cover it up with your own graffiti or just the like a paint? And I've noticed that there are a lot more chicks going out than guys. Like going out just like, oh, like hanging out at the clubs? And that might be good for guys in general. More girls are going out. I should bother collecting all this stuff. I have so much of it. My primary thing needs to be collecting. Getting this stuff done. It was fine. Oh, thank goodness. Yes, hey. Maybe nature's healing. I don't know. Now it's those guys that want to go out. We got plenty of targets. Target-rich environment. It is weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just guys in general don't want to bother with it. I was never much for like the club scene or that kind of stuff anyway. I hated loud music. Like it's almost impossible to talk. Like loud music and lots of people. Like two of the things I don't like. The guys are used to drink at home. They have online dating and are fine, yeah. That could definitely be it. Oh, I don't. Dolphin, get away from me. Oh, goodness. Got a guy. Take me handcuffs. Loud music and drinks. Ouch. Hey. Oh, here we got one. Got a trident. Unbreaking one. Nice. Problem is the chicks get bored and leave you. And leave. And you miss those guys as customers. Yeah. Can imagine. Having some regulars. It's got a little more ADHD. Yeah, hopefully they have better things to do, but you never know. You never know. I've heard, it seemed like a lot of people were complaining, or like I've seen people complaining that the clubs are kind of, I don't know what like a lot of the chicks aren't very attractive, and it's not really that fun. Like I sort of like that, let's see, I think Jack was saying it, like Red Hawk, and let's see, where, who else? Nuclear Claudio, or whatever his name is. Can't remember his name. But, yeah. And it just wasn't worth it anymore. Not as fun. A lot more people are cautious, or it's just not the same sort of vibe it used to be. Whoa, Marty, hey, how's it going, man? You fall asleep on your keyboard? Is that just the normal greeting? This is like when like trying to. I had that experience when I was playing Diablo 4 where I'm trying to use my skills, like, why aren't they working? Why aren't they working? And I like look in my chat window I somehow managed to open my chat window. It's just full of fucking numbers. Numbers and letters as I try to use my skills. Like, oh, it's one of those things. Yeah, new Claudio. I've seen him on, probably seen him on Twitter. I know he did an interview. You talk with Jack. Seems like a cool guy. Likes anime and Yu-Gi-Oh and all that kind of nerdy stuff. They get more depressed and lonely. Even I noticed that. That's not most not the most needy guy. I need physical touch and socialization to stay mentally fine. It's normal. Most of my people are illiterate. Most of your people. I mean the Southerners? I gotta look it up. I thought it was like nuclear. Alright. Report back to us on what the actual name is. I thought that's probably what some people's online handles is. They can be a little bit hard to remember. Yeah, you kind of need like something there for sure. Yeah. I could kind of see that Santiago. It's like, yeah, cell phones and, you know, you got accusations now, a lot of these, you know, the Me Too type of thing. Monotone driving is bad for falling asleep. Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see why guys are a little worried. Especially, you know, if like when drinking's involved, picking up chicks in an area with like a bar where there's a lot of drinking, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, whether you're both drunk, she's drunk, then there's always and you're the one that gets the rap for it. Which is kind of sad. But apparently, that's the world we live in now. But hopefully it doesn't dissuade too many people. I'm sure a lot of it's more overblown than anything else. All right, so this is the level I need to be. Cover that up. I don't know if I want to keep this area or get rid of it. That's kind of my dilemma at the moment. And kind of keep it as like a building area, because I also kind of need to decide what not me too just blacklisting or giving someone a bad name for what used to be a fun time. Yeah, there's a lot more chance, you know, social media, that you get your name out there. A lot less privacy. Like, you hear like some of like the old wrestling stories, and it's like, man, if the stuff they got away with back in the day, you know, cell phones existed, they would have been fired immediately. And some people complain about, you know, how like modern day wrestlers aren't as legit as the older guys, because the older guys used to do some absolutely insane stuff. But no, it's like, man, nowadays you'd be fired for doing like half the stuff they did. So it's kind of like, what do they want? What do they want of these guys? Let's see. What should I do? What should I do here, man? I don't know if guess I'll just kind of take this down. Just make a nice like barrier here to separate where the end is of my ceiling. I'm still trying to think if I want to keep that area. Well, I do. I guess I do, because I don't want it all to flood with water. Because that's going to be the interior part of the base. So why fill it up with water again just to worry about draining it again? So we'll do that. Then we'll, after I complete the creation of it, need to like seal this off. Actually, no, I won't seal this off, because I'm gonna keep this. I'm actually gonna keep this as a barrier here. This part will stay. Will stay like a kind of way I can just go in through the outside. Easy access from the out and the. Oh, of course. It's dark now, so. Oh. I thought I got hit with something. I don't use social media that much. It's weird how the lack of touch caused spillover effects. Everyone's a little different. Held back one woman and she lost her mind. Probably more. Yeah. It is weird. Yeah, I think for some people it's a stronger need than others. Like, I've never been super touchy-feely with people. That's something like I have to work on. I mean, it's easier once you're comfortable with somebody. But it's, not something I like regularly in the habit of. Alright. Get this done. Slowly. This will be our beer. That's why I know when to stop. Is right here. Kind of a cool shape it makes. All right, get this done. I seal that up. What's shooting me? Oh, there he is. There you are. Get out of here. No, I see. This is still on top. Okay. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely some, like, weird hardwired behaviors. What's scary is, like, how it's, like, not even in other people. It's, like, in ourselves, too. It's, like, wow. Kind of makes you wonder sometimes, like, just how much control you have over yourself. There we go. Figure this out. There we go. Like a little maze. So like we'll keep this area right here. And the rest can kind of go down. Did I seal that up? No, I didn't. This. Thankfully, it doesn't flow in. Okay. Okay, that has a place to flow out to. It'd be easier just to, with it sealed up, not to worry about the water. Oh yeah. This done. Oh, don't wanna break my geode here. Avoid that. We're keeping. I have 2 geodes I'm gonna try and keep as part of my base. This is one of them, so that should give. If we wanted to like make a crystal farm, you know, an amethyst farm, we have the option. Those seem kind of cool the way they set up like the pistons to basically on timers to fire and knock them off. No, we actually have some water here. That's surprising. Yeah, maybe it's not that surprising considering how much we were in an ocean. There's always in pockets of water, but still shocked just how much. Oh, the random Enderman. break this up. Let's see. This part still has the still has a bit of those gaps. Oh, got a random creeper showing up. Hey. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. To blow up my... Gotta be careful here because I don't want him to blow up my shulker box. That would be really bad. One more hit. Get out of here. I don't even know how he spawned. It's only the shulker box. I might as well fill up my inventory. Geode, baby. I do enjoy a good geode. But I'm not initiating with the dudes for fairly obvious reasons. I mean, yeah, some people just like that. You know, they've been... It's just how they are. Culture or family or whatever. It's fine. Like, it was funny, like, growing up, like... I had one of the priests in my whole church would, like slap me on the face, and I was, like... So, taken aback by it. Like, what the heck? Why'd he slap me? I didn't realize at the time, like, it's just like he was Italian, so this was, I guess, a pretty common thing to do. Alright, see you later, Alpha Slaw. Very common thing, I guess, for, you know, Italians to do. I missed a spot. What the heck? Oh, never mind. Just taking a while to drain. No. Continue. I've been playing the D4 beta. Man. That's hard, like... In some ways, it's hard to assess it, like, how much of it is legitimately bad and how much is just, like, me being like an old man. Like, I mean, I understand it can't be Diablo 4 or Diablo 2 anymore, but there's just some modern gaming conventions that really just annoy me. Like, everybody loves cutscenes. They gotta have you gotta have the cutscenes that last for like 20 minutes. As you know, they just explain the story. And then, of course, you know, you have to have your waypoints, markers, all the stuff on the maps, you know, marked where you need to go, rather than exploring. But to be honest, in Diablo 4, exploring is kind of boring since, like, this is something, like, people have been really criticizing them for, is, like, every dungeon. They're not procedurally generated anymore. And strangely enough, like, that means every dungeon, like, feels the freaking same. They want to, it's like you have a boss room, or, you know, you have a room you need to get to, but in order to do that, you need to, like, get 2 keys, or, like, 2 mechanical boxes, or, you know, you fill up some sort of chalice by killing enough enemies. And it's always, like, you know, you have to kill, like, every, like, mini-boss in the dungeon to get these items. Yeah, exactly. Bad tell, don't show type of thing. That, you know, modern stuff is just used to doing. And, like, once you do that, then you go to a boss room and fight the boss. And then you complete the dungeon. And it's like the same type of thing for, like, every single one of them. It's like it's just slightly different. But it's always like you have your normal path and it's fairly linear, and then it branches off into 2 different paths where, you know, you get your 2 different items. Get out of here, jerk. I don't want you stealing my blocks. So that part's been kind of weird. It's like they made it open world, and like the world is a series of the open world wasn't bad. I mean, the actual like overworld of it is fairly nice. But the dungeon aspect of it, like they took away that random generation, and in the process just kind of made it more boring somehow. Like they don't even seem designed to It's like, that's the thing, is like they want the broadest audience possible. And in doing so, they make it so it's just really bland. That's the only way to do it. Like, if you don't target things specifically, and it's like kind of weird because you have games like Elden Ring, which are like quite hard games. Definitely don't appeal to like the most casual audience, but they've still done well. So I don't understand like what this this desire to like make it as broad as possible is. I guess maybe it's just the safest. Maybe it's because it's the safest route. You know, if you try to appeal to like a certain audience and like you missed the mark, then you're kind of screwed. So it's like, just make it as generic as possible, and you know, you'll get the most amount of people. So I mean, even if it isn't great, enough people will just kind of play it casually and enjoy it. I mean, the thing is, like, they do have guides, and even today they make it so you don't even need guides anymore. Like, the game just tells you where to go, so somehow you don't even need the guides that the game facts that the internet provides. It's ironic. I don't know, like, the thing is, like, and it could also be laziness too, because I mean, if you don't have the guides, you'd have to kind of like find subtle and creative ways to like tell people where to go, or, you know, make stuff look distinct so it's not like you're just wandering out around in the middle of nowhere. And that definitely does take away the kind of sense of discovery. And I mean, like, they just seem to like they want to make stuff bigger. Like in the original, like, D2, like, none of these acts were all that large in terms of like the size of the area. I mean, like, Act 4 or Act 3 was pretty big, but the maps themselves, like, you could explore it fairly easy. They're fairly open. You know, they have like winding paths. So like you just had to kind of like wander around it to find stuff you needed. Like the scale is definitely bigger in D4, but sort of like need to explore is less. Like they got plenty of dungeons and stuff you can explore, but the dungeons seem like more like just for like gathering loot. And like they have these things called aspects, which you can kind of use, but I never really got into it. It's kind of more like, seems like more like a later game buff. I played it quite a bit, but like I didn't really go too deep in a lot of some of the aspects of it, more because it just seems like a waste of time. Like, the equipment becomes outdated pretty quick when you're leveling, when you still have plenty of levels to go. So I don't really want to invest in, like, they just give you rare stuff like crazy. No ricket or biscuit, as Bruce Arians used to say. Yep. And they made most of the school... The other thing is they made most of the skills cooldown based. It's almost like a MOBA. Instead of like having... They have one skill that requires a mana pool, but the mana pool is always 100. So you always kind of get the same amount of like shots, and then you have to kind of wait, or you use like your basic attack to generate energy, which was kind of annoying. I didn't like the way they did that. I thought it was just kind of made it kind of feel a little bit generic. You could sort of rotate your same skills and then wait for the cooldowns to come off, rotate them again, use your core skill as you have enough mana for it, and that was it. And the skill bar has room for, you know, outside your core and your basic, you have 4 skills. So you can't even actually use all the skills on your tree. You basically have to decide, you know, which skills you want and then put them there. Which is something I didn't like. Hopefully they'll give you... I haven't played Grim Dawn. I heard it's pretty good. Hello, Mr. Mustache? Yeah, Mustache. How's it going? I'm hoping that they'll give you like a different bar or more skills will be enabled, like maybe like the full release version. They kind of like limiting it for beta, since it is only well, they only let you go to 25. That would be my hope, but we'll see. We'll see if that's the actual case. I don't have much much faith in them. I'll be playing the next, hello, Lori Brown. How's it going? I'll be playing the beta next week too. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be, hopefully they'll have like some of the performance issues. Like the lag was crazy. Because, I mean, they wanted to make it like, they want to add like a bunch of like online stuff, or like, oh, people will like randomly show up in your game and you can, you know, help them complete some random quests in the overworld. Which, you know, I did. But, I mean, the thing is, like, usually it resulted in so much lag, it really wasn't a cool experience. It was more annoying experience. Their servers were under so much stress. Damn, 400 hours in Grim Dawn. Too bad we can't get gold. Dropping some hours in it. I know a few people that play Path to Exile too, and they really enjoy it. It seems like it's a fairly complicated game to get into. That doesn't even seem like Blizzard's trying for that Path to Exile audience. We're gonna go casual. I don't care for gold. Give me iridium. You need fancier materials. You need gold. Birch gold. It's that safe haven asset. I don't know if I know anyone that has gold that's actually like sold their gold. More like something they just sort of hoard for a rainy day. Maybe eventually I will get some heavy metals, precious metals. Heavy metals. Some precious metals. Have some gold coins. To go up with my Bitcoin. I heard Bitcoin's going to 1 million, guys, in the next 90 days. I saw that online. I thought it was hilarious. Like, come on, does anyone like seriously believe that? Like, there's a new model. New model, it's totally going to 1 million. Like, I remember when they said it was going to 10,000 or 100,000 by the end of the year, and then it freaking crashed. So, I'm always quite suspicious when anyone like, oh, Bitcoin's going to do X, Y, and Z. Always doubt it. Like, there is some... That's the thing about crypto is they have some, like, weirdos. Really, like, shady dudes in that space. That's how they know the asteroid killed a dinosaur. A thin layer of iridium. Oh, it's like a space metal? That and cobalt. I like my metals be dug out by hand. By hand in a party of 10,000 Africans. Like, come on, guys. These things are good for the environment. They're much better than coal. As long as it's not mined in my backyard, I can, like, ignore any sort of the environmental impact it has. Iridium. Going to harvest asteroids for rare metal in the future. That sounds pretty cool. Flying over an asteroid like a mine. Imagine like oil miners right now, those oil rigs. Like, that's supposed to be a dangerous job. Imagine what you get paid for mining asteroids. I bet it'd be a crazy amount of pay. Read that's where the first trillionaires will come from. The asteroid miners, huh? Who has mining rights to the moon? Have we been the only people that gone to it? I guess it belongs to the United States, right? Of course, I suppose it's really more about getting to the moon that would be the issue. As a USA or not. Oh, I see. Really, but due to its density, most of it sunk into the core of the Earth. Oh, wow. The iridium is deep within. Okay, so we got this, cleared this out. Now it's time to go back above the surface. Maybe I'll... Actually, hold on a second. I should kind of fill this part in. So I don't have to worry about this leaking out. Kind of make a wall here. Actually, I don't know. Oh, I know. I'll fill in the... We need to fill in the ceiling. That's what we need to do. Keep the ceiling here. Some extra. So, where do I want the ceiling to be? I think at this level. Yeah. This is the level I want it. Fill this in, make this a ceiling, and then we can get rid of the other stuff. Is iridium actually used for anything? Let's That's what I'd like to know. Gonna have to recharge my picks soon, or they break. I've managed to break at least 3 picks since I've been mining stuff. Like you kind of like zone out. You stop paying attention to how the health of your pick just breaks. It's really annoying, especially considering how much I even broke one of my my netherite picks. That stuff's hard to get. I was really bummed out at that. Bummed out. Gotta go gather some more netherite to replace it. You gotta find 4 ancient scraps per ingot. I have to build this up so I can actually fill my ceiling in. I'm trying to think how my interior of my base is gonna be. I think with it, if it's actually gonna be this high, I'm probably gonna make it multi-level anyway. And then have like keep like, or maybe keep one like large sort of grand hall where, you know, it has a high ceiling, but then like more on the sides, especially like where it curves, I'll have different floors, like multi-story, like buildings and farms. That seems like it'll work and look really cool. I do kind of like at least want to keep like one space that is like super high. And actually once the shell goes over, it's going to be even higher. So, like, some of these areas are going to be even higher than this. It's just, you know, of course, I'm going to keep this right now until I get the actual shape down for it. Not really, but due to its density, oh, wait, no. So, at least the German Foreign Ministry doesn't confuse it with goblins. Because in German, cobalt versus cobalt, although they were named, oh, bastard. I'm reading. Come here. Gotcha. Yes, tritium as a catalyst like platinum and palladium and other metals in that area of a catalyst, huh? Another metals in that periodic table. Okay. Wait, so it's like kobolds? Like, we spell it differently than cobalt. No, that they were the name of the element comes from. Oh, I see. So people confuse cobalt for kobolds? I haven't heard of that happen before. I think the only reason I know cobalt exists is because of Terraria. Nope. Gotta stop placing this stuff here. Good old Terraria. Kind of a shame that I gave up on that world. But so it's hard to play multiple games at once. Stretch the back. Keep it from getting tight. Too much gaming. Hit the like button, Infidels. Hey, Mish, how's it going? Why, yes, that would help me out. She's from the Green Party of Germany. Oh gosh, that was a politician. Confusing the the two together. I'm saying she's not up to date with her medals. Oh, there we go. That's good. All my knowledge came from gaming. Exactly. Forget that stuff and that kind of junk. School was lame. Or like, even if you did learn it, you probably forgot about it. Most of the stuff I've learned in school. Memorize it for a test and then out it goes. Fallen stuff here. Falling gravel. They actually have a Minecraft Education Edition, which is kind of neat. Helps kids, you know, learn stuff. Learn better. Which I think is actually probably a good idea. Having using video games, something a little more interactive. Especially like for men. Or, you know, like boys. Doing something interactive is a lot better in my opinion for them to learn than just, you know, like listening. Gotta have something more active to keep them engaged. They actually have a... I saw one Minecraft came out with like a cybersecurity map as well. You know, you go through it and you learn cybersecurity. It was pretty funny. Like I've had to go through so many of those damn courses over like from doing my jobs. It's like doesn't matter, like every year, like, you know, my jobs, you know, they'd have like some sort of course like, hey, don't open random emails, or, you know, if somebody asks you to send, your boss asks you to send them gift cards to the Caribbean, then that's probably a scam. Like, whoa. So deep. Thank God our company spent like a few $1,000, you know, several hundreds of thousands of dollars for this stuff. I don't know how much they cost. I assume a pretty penny to have these courses. They teach you like opening attachments is bad. I don't care, yeah, as long as they pass. Yeah, I mean, like, I really, like, if they, it depends on, like, if they're actually interested in, like, stuff that requires school, too. I think it's, like, science and stuff, then, like, yeah, that's important, but other than that, you know, it's really, like, you know, once you go to college, or if you go to college, figuring out what you want to do, I think is more important than actual schooling. Fill this up. Ceiling's going very well here. Peel off the base. The cube. It's gonna be a giant cube here. Essentially. Mm-hmm. Of course, I want to remove the bottom of it. Oh. One of my lost sponges. I've lost so many sponges during this time. I think a lot of them already despawned because I broke them and never collected them, but I'm sure I'll be finding some every now and then. Oh, really? Grammar school was actually fun. Was there something particularly about it that made it fun? I hated English. It's one of my least favorite things in the school. You're learning like all like grammar rules and stuff. Blech. Though in like in middle school, we got to read some cool books. Like The Hatchet. We'd read The Hobbit in like my middle school English class. Call of the Wild was another one I read and that I really enjoyed. So there are some good books that they subscribed us to read. Like even in college, there was a course. Pretty funny. It's like one of those like mandatory courses, like they had to include as a. I think to get like the land rights, since it was like a designated some sort of a reserve or something like that in order to build a college. So they had these these like required courses for. I forget what they called them. Like they weren't elected, but they were required. But you can tell the teachers didn't really give a shit about it because they were forced to do it. Like it wasn't like part of their normal curriculum, just something like they had to do to teach. But so someone would do like the funniest stuff, like just show movies and stuff, which is actually kind of fun. It was at least they made the most out of it. But one of our teachers made us read like Neuromancer. And like Edoru and stuff, which I really enjoyed those. I forget who's the guy that makes Snow Crash, Neuromancer. Blanking on his name, but he wrote Edoru as well. All part of that like cyberpunk stuff. She had us do that for that class, which I ended up really enjoying those books. Those cyberpunk. I'm not like super into cyberpunk, but they were fun reads. I guess kind of like showing us like where technology could lead us to. That's so funny, like them acting like a terabyte was like this gigantic cube. Now my small little external drive is a terabyte. Only 9 years of school are mandatory. Wow. If university isn't for you, you can start working at 15 and get 3 years of work education and get paid for that. That's awesome. I heard like you can start working at a young age. It actually probably helps people develop a lot more. Like I wish I had a job before I went to college. Because I mean, you kind of take it for granted, like what it's like to work for a living while you're in college, since you've never done it before. I think it's like a good experience. Everybody after 15 sits in school because they want to make it a lot better for everyone. I mean, the other thing is like, I imagine like, unfortunately, like I don't know if it's the same thing in Germany, but like once you get out of school, it's actually really hard to meet with people your age. So I mean, there is like a social aspect of it too, like being around people your same age, in that sort of like environment, like a lot of different people can be, at least you can make friends, certain like levels of camaraderie that you may not get from other places if you go in the general workforce. It's another thing I didn't realize when I was in school is just how different it is. Like once you kind of go in the general labor force, how hey, good morning, Alex. Just how hard it is to meet people your own age. You know, you become so separated. That's one thing, you know, I kind of miss about it. Having just that sheer volume of people, of young people around you is something you end up missing. How you doing today, Alex? How's the, I don't know, I don't think you've released that, the secret project yet. Is that going pretty well? Are you, did you play the beta at all? I know I saw you playing Diablo 3 on Discord. I did played the Diablo 4 beta at all. I'm gonna need to refresh. I don't like using cobblestone because it is, you can't insta-mine it. That is bad. I want to insta-mine everything. Okay, wrong one. Put it with my other sponges here. These guys keep showing up. And causing me grief. Get out of here. No one likes you. I meet all the time people my age. Don't care much about it. About that, but I do. It's still in the works. That video has to be done right or it won't work. I haven't played D4. I'm still undecided. You like it? It's got some issues. I mean, I would say like I enjoyed playing it when it did work right. I mean, like there is definitely some design decisions that I don't like. It's definitely like I'm more of like I really liked Diablo 2. I didn't like Diablo 3 as much. I mean, the graphics are good. I will say that. I like the style they went with in terms of graphics, that darker style. It's definitely similar to D2. I don't like the level scaling. I thought level scaling was a terrible idea for an ARPG. Since that makes you don't really feel like you're getting stronger or weaker. Like every dungeon scaled to your level, so it's kind of like you don't notice any sort of power spikes or the idea that like you're beating up, you know, you're punching beyond your weight with certain dungeons. So it kind of doesn't matter what order you go into. And I found that a little bit jarring. Yeah, it's sort of like mana pool. I already mentioned this earlier, but like the fact that like a lot of skills are cooldown based instead of mana based was weird. I didn't like that as much. I'm trying to think of what else. Overall, it's okay. Like, it was a fun experience. I just wasn't in love with it. Or, you know, like the same as like I remember as far as like Diablo goes. It didn't blow me away, but and then mess it up. You have almost 1,000 hours in Zomboid? Holy crap. I don't know how many. I'm trying to think. Well, Minecraft, I probably have over 1,000 hours in. And Splatoon 2, I put 1,000 hours into. But beyond that, yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think of what other games I put that much time into recently. I think it's really just a matter like if there's games that like you just have a habit of playing every day, you can easily like an hour a day, you can easily kind of build that up a few hours a day or over the weekends. You can get 1,000 hours, kind of comes with it. Like, I mean, if like people that play like Overwatch or stuff, just to, you know, go sort of competitive games like that. Die. I'm waiting for that new update to come out soon. I want to animal update. I thought it was supposed to have like the fishing in there too. Yeah, I don't have that many, anywhere close to that many hours on the on Zomboid. I mean, you know, besides playing it, you know, during those streams. Oop. Let's see. Project Zomboid. Property. No, wait. Let's see. I only have 140 hours on it. I don't really play it much outside of the T-Rex Army streams. It's fun. Fun game. Hopefully we'll play it again sometime soon. Once the game's updated. It's definitely a game that you could play for a long time, though. If you really got into it. But I never, like, did a lot of, like, solo play. You know, that's sort of like 1,000-day challenge or anything like that. Ooh, I love the way this turned out. It's a lighted path underwater. Looks really nice. It was like completely unintentional too. It, like looks from the sky. All right, now we got our stuff filled in. I think I can. Did I complete my completed my ceiling? Fishing got overhauled too. I guess B24 is still months away. They said they're starting to put the systems together. Okay, cool. Because they're redoing even, like, the graphical performance. From what I heard. Which is crazy. Trying to make it, trying to improve the, performance in-game, which I thought it still performed pretty well. Regardless. Okay, so that's a little bit lower. Months. Darn it. Months away. I know they have a pretty small development team, but it's still pretty cool that they go through the trouble of getting all that taken care of, you know. Still updating the game. Still getting people to play. One thing I've been kind of like thinking about with these indie games is like, it seems like the less money you have, like the more creative people get. I'm trying to think like with like Blizzard, like what do they do with all that cash? And it seems like add more cutscenes, you know, like graphics, that kind of stuff. Like it's not like they somehow make better gameplay with it. They just are tempted to add in more fluff. It's almost like the lack of funds gives them a bigger license to be creative. Of course, you know, more money means you have to appeal to like a broader audience too, so there's also that. I don't think there's actual water in here. It's just flowing. I could be wrong. Let's see. Yep. I was right. Flowing in from the spot. Seal that off. If the got a lot more money because the player picked up. Well, that's yeah, but they didn't decide to like. It's not like, you know, they have like millions upon millions to make like a giant team and then add voice acting and cutscenes and all that junk. They kind of keep the base. The game's already like made, built in. So they don't have to worry about that. They can't mess it up, essentially. They're just kind of focusing on like making some things more robust. I think especially the late game in that game definitely needs some more work. You know, it could use something a little more interesting. I like the idea that they were like gonna try and like give players like specializations to where they could like almost sort of rebuild civilization. I thought that was like a cool idea. Or like a later game goal. To build like a crude civilization from the wake of the zombie apocalypse. Do I want to keep the floor here? Or just the ceiling? Choices, choices. It is funny, like, how that game just sort of, like... Apparently it was pretty, Zomboid was pretty small. And then once they got the multiplayer working, it really kind of took off. It became, like, a really, like, fun game to stream. With people, kind of like Among Us. Like, just blew up. And, because of, like, all the streamers, like, just found it to be, like, a fun game to kind of, like, go in with a bunch of people and, stream with them. Seal that off. Build up. Ceilings coming together. And I really like those indie games. Steam engines, plenty of wood in the game. That'd be kind of fun. You get a train working, just run over a... Oh, or do you mean like Steam engines like... just for like powering devices instead of like gas? 'Cause I guess it's been like gas would eventually run out. That'd be pretty interesting. Not like locomotion powered. I can definitely see the Zomboid being like a game that is sort of like, kind of like Minecraft, where they just slowly build up the world and just keep adding to it. You know, the game and the mechanics, and to really like flesh it out. I guess that's gonna like one of the things where like I don't want to be too down on Diablo 4, because I mean like even like a lot of like D2's mechanics they built up after a while. No, after years, so like the rune system, Apparently they were going to have runes, but they didn't add it to the beta because they're still working on it, which is fine. I think it's better not to have like some sort of like half-cocked system that people are going to hate. Gas runs out, yeah. That'd be cool. Steam locomotives. After you're done, like, scavenging the area. Like the modern technology. That's the thing, is like, they never, like, kind of tell you in Louisville whether it, or, you know, in the, you know, whether that zombie apocalypse was kind of confined to, that area, or like it was something that's just spread all over the whole country. You never quite get the sense what happened to the civilization. But I guess I can't really go into that whole scope. I mean, just like everyone becomes like more isolated. I assume it does, you know. The zombie virus spreads throughout the civilization. Right. Gotta leave that there. I think this is one level below. It kind of annoys me. Oh, that's alright. We'll leave it there. I don't want to bother making the whole thing one level higher. Melting Kentucky cars into a steam locomotive. Yes. Scrap them down to make some, like, steam locomotive with, like, a Mustang grill. Or, like, a train that looks like a car. Run over zombies. I have one of those like cattle, those grills for cattle, but like just run over zombies and move them out of the way. One thing that bothered me about Zomboid is I thought, like, cars weren't nearly a good enough weapon against zombies. I took a lot of damage from running them over. Which I can understand at, like, high speeds they wouldn't, but it seems like there'd be a nice sweet spot where you can just run zombies over but not take a ton of damage. Maybe I'm overestimating just how good cars are at killing people. I haven't put a lot of serious thought into it. All right. This is going up. Get too high. Ceiling. Building it up. And my, like, inner base will be complete temporarily. Like I said, I don't know the exact shape because I'm still the design's a work in progress. I've kind of been strictly focusing on clearing and then worrying about the design of it afterwards. Maybe that's the exact design. Maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe I should have the but I kind of don't want to like have the whole thing ready and then like have it in the world. I'd almost rather have it be like a surprise. Sort of like shows up. Cars aren't designed to kill stuff, but to avoid killing stuff. That would be a tank. Oh man, that's the mod I haven't seen in Zomboid, the Killdozer mod. You just like run stuff over. Or like Steamroller or something like that. From like Mad Max creation. Just like, or like farming tools. I don't know if you ever seen, there's like a demolition tool. It's just like a giant whirling blade that in front of like a, it's like a, what is it? Like the, dang it. I'm blanking on the construction equipment. It's like a bulldozer, but it's like got a giant whirling blade in front that like just like, takes down houses and stuff. Like that would be cool as a vehicle in Zomboid. Like this thing with a giant whirling blade in front and you just cut them up. That would be awesome. That's probably another thing that they could. I don't know how hard or easy it is to mod, but it seems like mods are another thing that like really makes Zomboid unique. It has, such like a dedicated. It's like simple enough that people want to mod it, and add a bunch of like crazy stuff into it. And if there was like, depending on like, I don't know how easy or not easy it is to mod, but making that easier could really only be a benefit to the game. That's one thing like I haven't understand well. I mean, maybe it's because of the copyright issues or like potential issues, but it seems like a lot of developers have not embraced modding. Like, I love the fact that Steam games like wanted to think of a way to like monetize or not allow people to collect money for mods. I know like a lot of the modding community kind of rejected that idea. They were kind of up in arms about it, especially when Bethesda talked about it. But I thought it was actually a really smart idea to give people like a kind of like a marketplace for their mods. If people are like good modders, they can make good content. They could make a living doing it, full-time living. I thought that was actually like a win-win for everybody. I guess people were kind of worried that the kind of like general community spirit would be lost on it. Where like, I guess a lot of people, kind of, they help each other out. You can freely use your kind of, the resources available as you want. And that part would be lost. As people, kind of want to, become more insular and make sure their profits don't get cut through this kind of stuff. Which, no wait, it is low. Damn it. This is higher. Did I make it too low? Oh well. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna bother fixing this. Cars were first in mods before it came vanilla? Oh, a snowplow. That might work. It doesn't have like whirling death blades, so. I'm actually surprised cars weren't added. It seems like a fun, like something you would want in survival, like a recent, apocalypse. A car would be actually a really valuable thing to have. And there are always greedy corps like Bethesda get involved and take people's money. Well, yeah, that's the other thing is I guess Bethesda would get a cut of the stuff, of the mod profits too. Which I can see people having an issue with. mean, right now with like, if, you know, they don't take, don't make it part of their business plan, they don't really like, they'll kind of be hands off about the stuff, which gives, the players more freedom to make like weirder things, or like blatant copyright violating stuff as well, which is kind of fun. Like, I don't know if you could have like the Randy Savage mod if, Bethesda was taking a cut of it. Because I'm sure Randy Savage's family, whoever owns, sort of like image rights, wouldn't be too happy about it. Sky's the limit. There's definitely downsides to it. At the same time, I do think it's a cool, the idea of like people making a living, making content to like a popular game. Even like, outside of like being part of the development team. That's a very cool idea. And hopefully it happens in the future. Like, I know like people like have like patrons and that kind of stuff, but I don't know exactly if it's makes them enough money to actually make a decent living, full-time profit, which I think they can actually do on the Steam, like they did it for like stuff like I think Dota and stuff, Team Fortress. No, that's the general. I will take down this wall eventually, too. That will be later. Maybe this is the easiest way to... Like, going down the straight line is easy, but then you gotta worry about... I hate the fact that, like, if you tap over too much, you end up swimming. It makes this really annoying. One of the other downsides to a water building, water construction. If I could just go down like this, seems like it goes pretty fast. Make sure I don't get that wall. Dig around the, line around the chute, the entrance to my underwater base. I do have to kind of think about how I want the entrance to my base to be. How convenient is it going to be to have to like swim down into like the head of the base just to get in every time? When I want to exit. Obviously, there's going to be a portal to the nether inside of it, which will act as an entrance, but I was actually thinking, like, do I want a portal entrance inside of it? I mean, for me, it'd be very convenient. At the same time, like, if people need to use, like, the farms and stuff, would it be cooler to make them, like, kind of, like, go through, like, a grander entrance, have it outside the base to where they'll see it every time they go in? Or even like myself, to see it when I go in. Since it is in a way like content creation. And if I just sort of go into the nether base, like no one will ever see it on stream either. Like, it'd be more convenient for myself, but it doesn't make the presentation as good. It's kind of like those fun dilemmas to kind of think about while I'm building this project. Especially with it being so big. Like, I'd put so much work into it, I'd almost rather show it off and it be less convenient for me. I wonder if Bethesda's actually making another Elder Scrolls. I want to get exactly. Well, hey, he's gonna get lost regardless. Like, I built like a giant lighted path for him to find this this area, and added this giant arrow, which I think he finally found it. But it's like right here is how you find the Guardian Farm. And what irritates the hell out of me is like, look, this is the Guardian Farm. This is literally his base, or you know, the entrance base where he's building all this stuff. Like, look, it's like this close to each other. Like you can, if in the middle, you can see both. And yet, yeah, I've seen him get lost trying to find it so many times. I don't know what to do. What else could be done? But yeah, having the grand entrance, coach or not, I think it'll be better for the content. I'll just have to trek a little bit, because I assume if I have like that grand entrance, then I can kind of like make everything's essentially just going to be in a giant hall. There'll be stuff on the sides. That's like how I'm thinking it. You know, the farms will be on the side of it and like different floors, but it's still going to be pretty easy to navigate. We just like go down to the sides, and I could have signs, you know, or like, I don't even like signs most of the time. I kind of almost prefer like use different materials. You know, like that way you can just look at it visually. Like if I had like a pumpkin farm, melon pumpkin farm, I could use like melons and pumpkins. If I had a villager farm, I could use like a villager's, or maybe for that I just have like a villager, or like an emeralds or stuff, you know, or maybe along with a sign as well. But I kind of like the visual aspect of it, where you use like blocks to kind of tell what type of farm it is. You know, something that looks like what the farm is. I think it makes it a little easier to see, because the signs are a little small. They're hard to view from a distance. But a block, you can see that for a ways. A unique block makes it instantly recognizable. It's like, you know, the citrus farms where they have like a giant orange on their sign. Like, huh. I love these creepers just randomly floating up. I don't know where he spawned. Oh, I guess there is a little place to spawn, and look. Here he comes. Hey, get away from me. He's floating up. Majestically. Slowly uncovering it so they won't spawn there anymore. Taking it down. Ooh. Yeah, I could have it like right in front of there. A little ways, like I can even make it to where it's, you know, out of water. And like have like, you know, a covered path. You know, that's not in water. There's a lot of cool stuff we could do with that. That's something I'll have to think about. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun experience to kind of work through those problems. I'm looking forward to doing that, because right now my mind's basically just been in like deconstruction mode, you know, destroying things, clearing stuff out, and then, you know, kind of being able to get back to the sort of building aspect of it, designing aspect is going to be really fun. I mean, shoot, I've been working on this since December. And it's already, what, March? Be April soon enough? Man, I didn't expect it to take this long. But it is. It is what it is. And I think, you know, I could do it in a fraction of the time now. Because I wouldn't have built it underwater. Or I would have used some different AFK machines to completely clear the water. Like some giant sweepers or that kind of stuff to just essentially clear it all out. And then from there used tunnel bores or TNT stuff. So I could have gotten it done a lot easier using those methods. But you know, it's your first time, so you kind of like learn and you get better at it. Okay. Slowly kind of getting into a pattern here. Clearing things out. Kind of mindlessly remove stuff now. That's the fun of Minecraft, is, at least for me, sometimes, is sort of slowly removing everything. Getting this stuff done. Oop. Popping it out. Just taking it down level by level. We'll get there in no time. Let's feel bad for not collecting the stone here. I'd hate to like need this later. After like going through so much stone and then get to the point where actually I need to collect it. Of course, that you can make like stone generators. Oh my god, dolphin, please! This dolphin's blessing is so, like, it's useful if you want to go from point A to point B, but during this whole building process, it's been a pain in the ass. Under the sea. Yeah. Man, I keep seeing more previews for The Little Mermaid. Oh my god. It looks... I just don't get it, man. I don't get the whole race swapping thing. I race swapped Aragon, too, on the latest MTG cards. Like, this literally seems like it's... like they're trying to make people racist. Rather than, like, helping. Like, let's just take popular IPs and make them black. That'll end racism. Sure. Let's just make people mad to see black people. That'll show those racists. I don't either. I mean, like, honestly, like a live... doesn't matter, like, live action, I'm not crazy about regardless. I mean, they keep doing the lesser, like, live action stuff, and I'm never all that interested in it. Like their classic movies. It seems kind of like a cash grab to me. We'll retell our stories, but we'll make it live action. Cool. And then, like, with, like, Mulan, they just completely changed the whole thing. I think that ended up doing pretty bad. To, like, make it less less offensive to somebody or something. I don't know. The whole thing kind of like dumb. It kind of like removes the sort of the classicness of it. But they do it. They do it regardless. I still can't believe that they did that with Aragon. Like, Jesus. Like, people were pointing out, like, look, they literally describe in the book how he looks, and he's white. There's, like, no reason to make him black. It's just dumb. Now we get it done. Or turn nighttime again. Amazing how I always feel like this stuff takes longer than I give it credit for. Removing all these blocks. So far, I think spent most of the stream removing this. Haven't even gotten down to the bottom yet. That's alright. It's alright, it's still fun. Still fun to calmly remove blocks while we chit chat. I am super super excited to get this done. We can like spend more of the streams building like things as opposed to removing blocks. Oh. Hopefully I didn't destroy my... I don't think that... Does that remove the portal? Oh no, it doesn't. Cool. Don't want to accidentally destroy the portal. It's always fun to chill and talk with you guys. Amazing how much water flows out of one hole. Alright, light that up. Here. No, okay. Mobs in here. Clear these guys out. Dang. Already filled this whole thing up with stone. Could always use more stone. Oh, got a lightning storm out. Always fun. They actually getting in the new update, the heads are gonna actually have more functionality. Where like if you get a creeper head, you can lay it, you can put it on top of a note block and it'll make the creeper sound. That seems like it's gonna be a fun thing to like trick people. Kind of set a creeper head on a note block and like they step across a pressure plate or something and all of a sudden it's like makes that hissing sound. That's gonna be scare the crap out of people. Like, oh, you laugh at them as you scared them. All right, there we go. Slowly coming together. Always like it when like the vision's a bit hazy at the start. Oh. But then it sort of like comes together as you get towards the end. It's always a satisfying feeling. Get out of the way, zombie. The whole thing wrapping up together. It's slowly starting to come. Starting to be like that. Oh. Nice and relaxing. Almost too relaxing, in a way. Whoop. Get out of here. I hear a slime. I think it's stuck in one of these catacombs. One of these areas. Ooh. Slowly get to light this up as we move through. Where is he? Where is he at? Maybe he's underneath this. All right. Oh. Sprung a leak in the ceiling. That's all right. We can cover that up. All right. Looks like we may just have this cleared up. And take this wall down so I can kind of see where this ends. Actually ends. Always like to get the sides out first so I can see where everything ends at. See my borders here. Through this, I've gotten really good at using the number keys. Sometimes I accidentally hit that Q instead of the numbers, which caused me to throw stuff. Thankfully, I've gotten better at not doing that, and it hasn't screwed me over yet. That's one of the things I'm actually kind of concerned about. Like, eventually I'm just gonna hit like the Q key and like pick into some lava or something. And that will be tragic when that day comes, but it seems very rare. And hasn't cost me yet. As long as it doesn't happen too often, it'll be more entertaining than tragic. We can all have a good laugh about it. Oh, my froggy light. I should have put more of these down. It would have been like if I was thinking about this if I started it on like each level. Unfortunately, it'd probably get blown up by the TNT. But having them like kind of floating in air would have been a cool way to light it. I am gonna have to think about lighting too as I move through this to the base building. How we're gonna get things lit up. Dang, there's a lot of, let's see. Let's look at these. Oh, I guess the dirt wouldn't have fallen down, but there we go. That'll stop a break falling through here as we clear this out. I just don't like replacing the torches. That becomes more annoying when I break them. Alright, this side down. Corner. Almost done. Okay. Mm-hmm. Gotta get rid of this gravel. I think I may have placed gravel here. Like I placed a few mixed materials, and I always kind of annoyed at myself for doing that now. Like I knew it was gonna, like you know when you're doing it, it's gonna like annoy you later, but you're kind of like, yeah, well, that's a problem for me later. Now it's later, and I'm annoyed at myself. Like, what an a-hole. You could have made it easy for me. That's a problem for future David. I think I did make this thing too short. I probably will go in and fix that now that like it's done, and I'm like, oh no, it looks different. But oh well. That will be done later. I won't do it this stream. That's a problem for future David to solve. Our job right now is just to clear this up. Oh wait, yeah, no wait. It's not done yet. Check. I'll make this the right height. This connects at least to the... At least it makes this room look okay. Yeah, I'd hate to be that guy. That's such good writing, the old ones. I miss it. All right, my cube, my beautiful cube, is looking good. Very creative, very creative. The design, immaculate. I need to make like some sort of like a composter for zombie flesh that just turns into the fertilizer. Just let us use the composter with zombie flesh. I just throw it in there and get turned to bone meal or something. Something useful. It's so useless right now. Like trading it to a cleric just takes, one, you don't get a lot from it, and B, it's not worth it. Just makes it's not worth the hassle for a few extra emeralds. Like I think in like a Piglin zombie farm there was some of that, but I think eventually like Greenlight just decided, yeah, it's just worth destroying it rather than collecting it, which is I think the correct way to do it. There's just no reason to go through the hassle. All right. I think that's where we're going to call it. It's 12 o'clock. Thank you guys for joining me. Got some good work done. And unfortunately, yeah, the Diablo... I was hoping to be done this weekend with the clearing, but Diablo 4 beta was calling my name, and hey, it was a fun distraction. I mean, despite my complaining about it, I enjoyed playing it. I'll probably play next week too. Maybe not as much, but we'll see. We'll see how much they improve the stuff. But I mean, that stream did get me some views, pretty decent views count. So that wasn't too bad. I think it was worth it. And I did enjoy playing it. Despite the despite the fact that hopefully next week if I do a Diablo stream I won't spend half of it in a queue. So I'll talk to you later, guys. Goodbye. Sure, if you're still here and haven't hit the like button, hit it on the way out. It'll help me out.